Hello everybody, I'm Captain Mark Noble. Welcome to our program. Today we're in Savannah, Georgia, here at the Houlihan boat ramp, right here on the Savannah River. We're going to do something just a little bit different today, and I think you'll really want to stay tuned for this. We have the DNR with us today, the Fisheries Division, and we got Matt here, and we got Gabe, and we got a shocking boat. We're going to get up here and do a little bit of sampling. Matt, what can the people expect to see today on this show?
Well, hopefully we're going to get a good look at our striped bass population here in the Savannah River. And like you said, we'll be using our electrofishing boat, and this is how we sample these rivers. And we've been doing it for 15 or 20 years during the springtime every year when these fish are down here in the estuary, and it gives us a good opportunity to see what's out there.
Well, look here, y'all. During the winter and the early spring, it's time to go striper fishing. Many people overlook this fishery. When everything else seems to be slowed down, the stripers are at its peak. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually show you some sampling up here on the Savannah River so that you'll know you can come up here and do this yourself. Hey, the whole point of this show right here is to bring y'all into what we get to see all the time, and what these guys, hey, this is their living right here. So let's get out here on the river and see if we can't find some stripers right here in the Savannah River. How about telling the people a little bit about what's happening right here on the Savannah River, because I understand this fishery is classed way up there as far as great striper fisheries.
You're right, and it's one of our best success stories. If you think back to the early 80s, mid-80s, this population had declined, had virtually collapsed, and had gotten so bad that we had to close the fishery. And that fishery stayed closed for nearly 15 years while we tried to bring this population back. And we've got it back to what it was at its historic levels. And in October of 2005, we opened it back up to harvest for the first time in, like I say, 15 years. And it is a fantastic fishery. We've got several year classes stacked up, so we may see fish today anywhere from 1 to 2 years old, older than 10, and that's your big fish, you know, your 35, your 40 pounders. And already this year we've heard reports of fish over 40 pounds being caught. And so we're real excited. We're trying to get the word out that indeed the Savannah River striped bass population is back to where it used to be.
Well, and I hope today's show is going to help the general public know that the DNR is actively out here working day in, day out to make sure that we have the access to this, well, some may even call it a new stock of fish, although it's an old stock of fish, just rebuilt. And it's something that they can go out here and do, because y'all are doing this, generated, you know, off what the government gives you, but it's for the people who like to fish. This is why this is all being done.
That's right, and sport fish anglers help pay for it, you know, through the Sport Fish Restoration Act, so this is for them, and they need to come out and enjoy this.
Well, look here, everyone, you know, pay attention to this show, and by all means, you know, try these stripers out, because it's always good when the DNR comes out and does something like this right here for us. Fishery's been very active in this rebuilding of these stocks, and it's here for you to participate in. So remember, the cold time of the year into the early spring, that's the time to be here. I'm ready to go see what we got up here in front of us right now, Matt.
Let's go. It's pretty much, what it's doing in the field is making a figure eight. So you're looking at 6 to 9 feet in depth maybe, and a couple feet beyond those.
Oh, so it'll actually shock down to around 9 feet.
On a good day. It depends on your conductivity, but if they're within 6 feet, we've got a good shot.
Well, I mean, I know salinity plays a large part.
It does.
And what is it, like over 9 parts per million, it gets a little tough, or?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
The saltier it gets, in fact, you can't use this in salt water.
Yeah.
Brackish water, you're okay. Fresh water, it's fine. But once you get into that high saline water, electrofishing is no longer effective.
So when y'all do when you're taking down your data and everything, you're taking in salinity count as well?
That's right. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay, he's actually measuring the salinity of the water, how much salt is in the water.
That's it.
Okay. I wonder if Gabe's getting a bite yet. So most of these stripers that you'll see when this tide's running hard is going to be pretty close to these pilings itself. What about rock piles and stuff?
Same thing. Anything you can find that breaks up that current. And what's interesting is a lot of times they'll be on the upstream side of these things. In this little eddy, this little hydraulic, a lot of people want to fish the downstream side. But like you were doing this morning, upstream. And it's like any other fishing. They're waiting for bait to blow by here.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty of tide moving. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the bait's got to be moving. Right there, right there, right there. There we go.
My net's almost too small. Hey, you got a bigger net?
Now, is this a creek you can run at low tide, or?
It is. It gets a little sketchy right around that bend on spring tide, but for the most part, you can run it.
And now, what's the chances of y'all ever shocking up a striper out here in something like this? Not very good.
No, fish move back and forth between these two systems. You can catch them along these banks, along these pilings right there, probably.
Especially stripers. I mean, they move up and down this system.
Now, have y'all ever just bumped into a big wad of them and then they just pop up everywhere at one time?
Yep. Yep. Especially the closer they get to spawning, you'll get several males with one female, and you'll see them pop up. There may be 10 or 12 in there, and only one of them is a female.
In the next couple of weeks, if this swarming trend continues, that's what will happen. Those fish will start moving upriver, and as Matt's saying, when you encounter a couple of small males, be prepared because a big female's about to roll.
Pop up, baby.
There you go. That's what we're looking for.
Here we go. Now, was that a little, that looked like a little
That's
hybrid.
what we're looking for.
Ah!
You got him. Good catch.
Well, the bite's on now, y'all.
The whole school of them right there.
Spot tail. Spot tail bass too. 2 stripers and a spot tail right there, Gabe.
Got a hybrid.
Oh, a hybrid?
Yep.
Wow.
See what I was saying about those stalls on the outside?
Look, right there, right there, right there. A catfish. Man, you're not kidding. This was the stall they was all in, wasn't it?
That's right.
Mullet. What's that right behind us, behind us, behind us?
Be careful.
And what is that, a carp?
Little largemouth.
A largemouth. Great time. Largemouth bass, stripers, red drum.
It's an interesting place to come fishing.
Yeah, flounders.
Yep. We've got a couple little stripers here we're going to take a length and a weight on, and probably go ahead and stick a tag in some of these guys. And he's going to be a little shy. He's about 483, Gabe.
All right, when we're measuring these, it's the overall length we're looking at. Is that correct?
That's right. It's the total length. That's right. And he is 2 3/4 pounds. And you were mentioning sometimes their lines are broke.
Uh-huh.
And they are. And if they're usually in the Savannah, you'll see them. They're broke up here along the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
A good way to tell is they've got 3 spines down there on the anal fin. You see
Okay, right here.
That's right.
Let's zoom in right there a little bit and take us a peek. So yeah, there's 3
you
spines. 1, 2, and there's the third one kind of right up there against the
That's
anal
right.
fin itself.
And you see how short that second one is in relation to the third one?
Yes.
That's a good way to distinguish a hybrid versus a striper.
Okay, so the hybrid would be
almost 2/3 the length of that last
okay, so it'd be all the way right here close to the very end of that spine that's right there and actually connected.
That's right. Just remember, striper short.
Okay, striper short,
second
hybrid
spine
long.
is short. You want to tag him?
We'll pass on this one.
Okay. He's healthy. I bet he's going to be just about the same as that other one. Same year class.
I think you're right.
And he is right at 468. He's a little bit less than the other one. He's about 2.5.
Well, that right there wasn't too bad. That was our first stop.
Oh, that's right.
And went down that little bank. We hadn't been doing this for very long now.
You're right. And really, I know anglers get excited about the big fish, and so do we, but we're just as interested in these guys as we are the big fish.
That's right. It's indiscriminate. Whatever comes up, we're very interested in seeing.
That's right, because we're curious to see, these are the big fish of tomorrow, and we're curious to see if we've got some natural spawning and natural recruitment going on. Well, so we're just as excited about these guys as we would be a 30, 40 pounder.
Now, Matt, I want you to answer me something. Now, just right up front. We had a pretty big striper in that just a little while ago. Do y'all got a scientific thing you plug that into as well? Or, I mean, they ask us about catch and release or, stuff like that right there. And, well, we tried to catch him, but we kind of released him before we got any data on him.
Yeah, I think I needed a bigger net on that one. I'm going to blame that on equipment failure.
There you go. Well, it looked pretty good. That was a pretty nice size striper. And we had another one up that was pretty good size as well.
And I think once this tide continues to go out, we're going to see some.
All right. Well, I'm ready to see.
Good.
God, there he is right there.
There he is. See that big net?
There he is right there. God almighty, boy! Woo! Now that's a fish! Son! Good Lord! What in the world? Baby, it's on now. What a striper. Golly, Matt.
Water. Good job.
Can I see that thing for just a second?
Oh yeah, we're gonna pull over here and work her up real quick.
Wow, what? That's a slob, guys. Well, that's the biggest striper I ever caught. I'll take it that way. Way to go, guys.
Good catch.
Because that's a big brood female, we're going to go ahead and shut off for a minute, work over here into the calm water, and go ahead and work her up and get a tag in her and get her back in the water.
So that's real important on these brood fish. If we get one of these big ones, you'll go ahead and work it up and get it right back in the water.
We want to minimize the stress on all of the fish, but particularly those big brood females.
Well, super. Man. You said that they was probably going to be right here off that ledge, and y'all was right.
We're inserting what we call an anchor tag in her. Currently, we're undergoing a tagging study. It's an exploitation study to let us know the number of fish that are being harvested.
And now this fish right here is full of roe, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, just taking your time and actually just lifting the tab back there, one of the scales. And
that's right, just so I can get in there and get a good cut.
Well, I can tell you one thing, y'all sure do go to the extreme to make sure y'all take good care of these fish while y'all are doing this.
Well, this is the future of the fishery right here, these big brood stripers.
Well, you know, a lot of people, they don't understand what y'all are out here doing when it comes to shocking fish.
Tuber.
But, you know, this doesn't really hurt the fish, but
No,
it gives you a good way to sample the stock.
That's right.
I can't even get my hands around the bottom of that fish. He's so big.
Okay, what we'll do, Mark, is we'll go ahead. I'll let you put the boga grips on her.
Okay, buddy.
She is now awake.
Lower jaw?
Correct.
Okay.
And we'll try to.
Here we go. Now we want to weigh this fish first. How do we want to do this?
I want to weigh her real quick.
Okay.
Cradle her body.
Can y'all see the increments on there? Is it going to be on my side or?
Yeah, probably be on your side.
When I pull it up, we'll get it real quick. Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Holy mackerel.
What you got?
I got 42 pounds.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll try to get a length on it.
Now, do you want to leave the boca grip on it or go ahead and take it off so we can get it in the saddle better?
You go ahead and leave the bogas in, and I've got her back in.
Do that again. Okay. There we go, right there, guys.
Okay, just put her nose all the way up against that.
All right. Right there.
Get her down in there. All right, you got it? Got you. Okay.
Wow.
All right, y'all ready to release it?
Yeah. And we'll go ahead and put this fish right over.
We'll come right down here, Walker.
Right.
All right.
Look at that striper.
Isn't she pretty?
That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
That's a beautiful sight.
There we go. Wow, well, pretty work, guys.
Good job. Good job.
Look here, pretty work. You know, you said just a few minutes ago when we come down this bank,
let's get her going back.
We're gonna get one, and you was right.
Good. There you go, girl.
Good deal. Wow.
Good.
Now, if you have any doubts whatsoever about large stripers on the Savannah River, let me just set the record straight. That's the biggest striper I've ever been around. I mean, I know we was out here sampling fish today, and also on these large fish, if people come up here to fish, there's size limits on fish on the recreational side for stripers.
There are. Here on the Savannah, it's a 2 fish limit per day, and it's actually a 27-inch minimum size limit. And what that does is it allows these fish to get up to 5 years old, so we can guarantee they'll at least spawn once before they enter the legal creel. But that's what we're trying to protect right there, is those big females is where your egg contribution is going to come from.
Yeah, so really, if you was to come up here and catch one of these large females, the best thing to do is, of course,
put it back.
Let it go.
Sure.
And if you wanted to keep a couple to eat, you say it's 22-inch minimum?
27.
27 on the Savannah.
That's right.
I know that created a little bit of confusion for some people because they'd say 22 in Georgia is your limit. But in the Savannah River, it is 27 inches.
27 inches. And we're trying to protect those fish until they can spawn.
Yeah. Well, look here, everyone. If you do get a chance to come up here, and you should come up here and enjoy this fishery, if you get one of these large females, let them go. I mean, these guys, when they're up here doing these surveys, they are very careful in handling these fish and making sure they go back in a good condition so that you can enjoy them later. And remember, they're respecting these spawning fish for you for later on, so try to do the same.
Good job, Mark.
There we go, buddy. Man!
Another healthy one.
We pulled in there, Gabe. You had us all over them. Ah, there he is.
That's a better one.
Woo, this is the spot here. That fish, Matt, was probably 3 feet down. Oh, you can see that shine. Pretty neat stuff there. I gotta get me one of these. Oh, sorry. Spot tail?
If you're going to cover an open bank like this, you know, most people go ahead and troll, just cover as much ground as possible. But if you're casting baits or lures, it's better to find some kind of key feature on something like that.
Well, I mean, you know what we're seeing as far as the mullet here, I mean, really about an 8 to a 12-inch bait isn't too big.
No.
I mean, that seems to be what we're seeing a lot of is large fish. Now, I know we came up here and fished before. We was fishing with some 6-inch storm baits. I mean, just big baits.
That's right. And you got to think, you know, 20-pound fish is common around here, and
That's
they
right.
eat big stuff. On that. Got him?
God.
Good job.
Way to go, Matt.
Just work him up, Gabe.
Pull him up just a little bit.
That's another healthy one.
Huh?
That's another healthy fish.
That's a nice striper. I mean, he was all in there piled up with them mullet, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He looks like he's had a few. Right there. Okay. Gabe, this green tag is 3072.
All right, and the weight on that right there, Matt, is
11 even.
11 even.
We'll get a good length on him.
Easy.
And we'll go 772.
And y'all are going to be actually hatching some fish out here pretty soon?
That's
Spawning some
correct.
fish
We're
out?
right in the middle of our coming up on our striped bass production season, which means in Richmond Hill, Georgia, in Bryan County, we spawn or hatch all the stripers for the state of Georgia. And as warm as things have been this year, we figure we'll be cranked up in the next week or two.
Well, okay. Well, everybody, that's pretty much what we want to let you know is, you know, the DNR is out there working for you. A lot of people just look at the DNR as law enforcement only. Hey, that's just an important part of it. But these fishery guys and the guys that are working in game management, hey, they're all important to us down here. They do a very good job for us here in the state of Georgia. And we're fortunate to have some people like this right here to look after these stripers for us. Well, guys, thank you all very much.
Thanks, Mark. Enjoyed it.
And I really appreciate y'all and the Department of Natural Resources allowing us to be
Thanks
a part
for
of what
coming.
we've done today. And
Thanks
I
for
understand
coming.
that we're going to get an opportunity. We're on the Savannah River today, but we're going to go to the Champney River up there, the Altamaha River.
That's it.
So we're going to cover the eastern part of North Georgia here in the Savannah, which we've done today. And, hey, for you guys down there in the southeast corner, hey, we're coming to the Champney River, Altamaha River, exactly.
That's it.
And we're going to check them fish out down there, too. Y'all are going to want to stay and watch these shows. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's program. We had a large time doing this right here. Saw some wonderfully large stripers. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different next week as well. But look here, look forward to this Altamaha trip as well. We're going to show y'all some things you'll really need to know. So this is Captain Mark Noble for Captain Mark Noble's Outdoor Journal. Y'all have a wonderful day. There we go, right there, guys.
Okay, just put her nose all the way up against that.
All right. Right there.
Get her down in there. All right, you got it?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, y'all ready to release it?
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and put this fish right over.
We'll come right down here, Walker.
Right.
All right.
Look at that striper.
Isn't she pretty?
That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
That's a beautiful sight.